Hey everybody, my name is Audra and this is my beautiful friend Holly. Thank you for joining me, Holly.
Thanks, Audra, for inviting me.
We go way back. We've known each other since sixth grade. So, yeah, way back. I wanted to, for those of you who don't know Holly, I wanted to introduce you to her. She is amazing. She is amazing in so many ways. It would take too long to tell you all of them, but she is a nurse practitioner and she is a menopause coach. I know so many of us are dealing with menopause and all the crazy things that go along with that. And she and I both believe that with all the challenges of this stage of life, empty nesting that's happening for a lot of us, the aging parents, and then the hormones shifting like crazy, it can be extra tough, but also this can be a really exciting time of life. And one of the key components of that happening for us is each other, support, and finding people that can give us the resources we need to thrive. So that's why I wanted to introduce Holly to you. And Holly, I want to say one of my favorite things about you is you offer such a safe space. You have a wealth of knowledge and you have the safe space for people to ask the weirdest questions. They can ask you anything.
Well, I think that comes a little bit with just being a nurse. We learn to talk about the weirdest stuff and make it normal. Like, if you're coming to me as a client, I want you to be just completely open because something that you may not feel comfortable talking to me about, maybe you don't even mention because you're so uncomfortable, that could be a root cause for something. Um, I I come from a very male-dominated world where, women are always supposed to kind of if I heard it once, I heard it twice. Growing up, little ladies are meant to be seen and not heard. Well, I must not be a lady because I think we all need to talk. And, things that we are so scared of talking about, it's very liberating when you actually start having those conversations and be like, oh my God, I really am normal, even though I think I'm a nut job most days. Maybe talking with someone knowing that it is very valid because a lot of people are experiencing that, but finding out how other people are finding their version of happy coming out of that. And there's so many different components to that. I've been a nurse practitioner for a really long time, and I did orthopedics for a long time. And then the last 3 years, I've kind of been focusing more in an anesthesia realm, which you're like, how does that marry up with menopause? But by looking from an anesthesia perspective, we see the body from head to toe. I do a full assessment. And what kind of clued me in was a lot of women coming through my clinic have not been addressed by any of their menopause symptoms. Now their bones are trashy, they're getting fractures, and one of the highest mortality rates for women is a hip fracture because they don't come back from that. Pneumonia, and then can lead to death. So I know I'm getting very morbid very quickly, but my point being is being a little bit more proactive with your health, and that's kind of where I decided to become a menopause specialist. I've got about 3 different certifications now. I love learning about it because I feel like it's one of those things where women, we just kind of felt like we've hit the back burner. Like Western medicine there's a place definitely for Western medicine and it does a lot of good for us. But I feel like we really women have fallen through the gaps. So I feel like that's one of the reasons I'm doing what I'm doing. There's a lot of other alternatives to Western medicine, married up together, of course, but to help patients or women feel better overall. Everybody's kind of a patient to me. I talk to total strangers all the time. I don't know, I just want it to be a safe space that you feel comfortable talking about things because when you shut down that conversation, that's when you start not feeling well.
Exactly. Yeah, that is so great. And thank you for doing what you do. It is so, so needed. And like we were talking earlier, we both have that passion for helping women be all they can be in this time of life. And that's why I'm so glad that you are getting out into the world with this service because, man, people need it.
What I find funny is, we've been friends for, I'm not going to say how many years because it makes us sound really old, but
Right.
with your life coaching business, I didn't realize what a great component you have. You do this guided meditation, and I meditate on my own. That's one of the resources that I've been doing just because I feel like it's helpful for me and my mental health. But Audra did a recent guided meditation before the holidays. Well, it's not been that recent to me, but I didn't know how much I needed that. Like at the end, I like had all this pent up emotion and I was just crying for no reason. And they weren't negative tears. It was just like it was this huge release. And I got done and I was like, oh my God, I just felt so amazing. And I reached out to Audra. I go, what a beautiful gift you have. Because one, it allowed me to get out of my own space into a different environment. And then I tapped into something that I had never been able to do is release some of that emotion because I feel like women, we just build that up. And then some days we kind of spontaneously can burst and everybody's like, what is wrong with her? Why is her head popping off her body? But I think
Yeah.
it's those little releases like that. So, you say how helpful I am. I think your gift is equally as beautiful, if not more so, because you give people that permission to explore how they're feeling. And yeah, it's validated. And let's see how to make me feel better.
Oh, thank you so much for saying that. I'm so glad that you had that experience. The guided meditations, I'm an intuitive and cognitive coach, and so I love both aspects of it. With the guided meditation, I experience it too. It's not just me. I mean, it is we're tapping into our higher power. The way that I do these meditations, I'm very upfront about I'm Christian, so I invite the Holy Spirit to come in to these meditations. And oh my gosh, they are so beautiful and so healing. And not that you have to be Christian to work with me, I don't have that stipulation, but I do like to be very transparent about that. And I think for those of us that are of faith, that's really important to know about my meditations. And your nervous system, oh my gosh, all week long, like you said, we're holding all the things, right? And so many people depend on us. There's so many aspects, our aging parents, our children, just all kinds of things are on our minds and we're carrying that stress in our bodies. And so the guided meditation is a reminder that we are safe. We are safe to let that go. We're not alone. We're guided. We're held. And what's really cool is in addition to letting go of so much pent up emotion and stress and tension, is that you will often, either that immediate day or a few days later, you will receive inspired action. Something will come to you like, oh my gosh, that's the answer. That's the next step. And it's such a peaceful feeling. Even if it's a kind of scary step because it's something you've never done before, you'll have a peaceful knowing that this is the next step. And I'm not alone and I'm guided. So I love that. I love that you loved your experience with it. So thank you for sharing that with me. And on that note, I did want to mention I do have recorded versions. I know we've talked about how many people have that Sunday night heavy feeling because they've had this wonderful weekend and now it's time to go into the work week and it feels really heavy. So I do have a meditation that I can send if someone is interested in that. And then I also from time to time do live meditations. So anyone can reach out about that. And in Holly, as I think I mentioned at the top, I just want to make sure I emphasize again, she does offer free consultations as well. We both do that. And they are standalone values. Even if you're like, okay, it's not the right time, even just the consultation will give you certain tools that will be super helpful for you because that's what we love doing, right, Holly? We love helping women.
Absolutely. We love people and we just really want you to feel well. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
That's why I became a nurse. So
Absolutely. All right. Well, I know you have to run, Holly. Thank you for hopping on. Maybe we'll do this again sometime soon.
absolutely, I would love that.
Okay. I love you, and we're wishing everyone a wonderful weekend.